Hello and welcome to a new review here on my channel. Today's game is the new epic shoot 'em up Cygni, All Guns Blazing. Shoot 'em up or short Shmups games have a long tradition in gaming history. Everyone ever visited the arcades have seen or played at least one shoot 'em up. Most of them are either horizontal or vertical scrolling games where the player has to shoot all the enemies on screen and try to learn their attack and movement patterns to avoid damage. A lot of the games offers boss battles and sub-bosses during the levels, which were more demanding for the players. Especially the arcade games, even if they weren't shmups, were challenging and hard to play. Of course also because they wanted you to put many coins in the slot. Therefore the games were for sake short too, short and hard. No other comment needed. Cygni is a vertical shoot 'em up with top-notch graphics in audio and was just released a few days ago by the publisher Konami. The devs Keelworks, which were a former 3D animation company, decided to deliver a retro-style shoot 'em up with modern engine. First things first, the presentation. The game looks gorgeous and the audio, which is an orchestrated composition, rounds up that flawless presentation. The Unreal 4 engine still rocks in every second of the game. And of course, the animations, especially in the boss battles, are fantastic to watch. Also the scrolling background of the game. I don't know any shoot 'em up which is visually so beautiful than this project. The design of the stages, bosses, enemies and everything else is totally my jam, and I like the dark and gritty tone of the game at all. The audio presentation is fantastic as well, and besides the epic score by award-winning composer and orchestrator Calendarian, the brute and bass-heavy sound effects are totally satisfying. So the audiovisual presentation is outstanding and the devs did an overwhelming job. Besides of 16-bit retro shoot 'em ups, this should be the new standard for games like this. The background informations in the game are beautiful animated too, and everything looks from a single casting. The menu is beautiful, and as a fan of an limited HUD, I'm really in love with the design decision on it. I also like the retromade tutorial they've implemented in the game. I know not everyone was satisfied with the title, and I don't even think that all of the critics are legit. I will now talk about the downsides and negative aspects of the game. The controls of Cygni are one of the downsides in my opinion. While the ship is extremely fast, it's sometimes impossible to navigate properly through the massive amount of projectiles and enemies. I've played it with an Xbox controller, and while I think the button layout is fine, the movement feels a bit strange sometimes compared to other shoot 'em ups. But I also think it's possible to handle it over time. It's hard to explain, you need to experience how it feels for yourself. And I'm 100% sure there's a guy out there in Japan doing that on a dance mat without any problem at all. Another strange decision for my taste is not to know in which direction the game wants to go. It looks like a bullet hell game, which genre I don't really like at all, but it isn't unfortunately. You're in fact able to absorb a lot of the projectiles with your shields, so it looks sometimes harder than it is. And no, it's not too easy at all, and there's still a high challenge. So would it be better to let the enemies shot less and therefore make the projectiles more dangerous for you instead of spamming them into your face, but you can tank them anyway? I mean, the projectiles are way too fast to dodge them all, and I'm sure it wasn't the intention of the devs at all. But in Ikaruga, for example, they had an interesting idea of absorbing bullets to benefit from it. Next point is the enemy spam. Yes, there are a lot of enemies, and since you start the first attack you will be encountering non-stop action until the bosses drop. On the one hand it's fine for action lovers, but there's almost no quiet situation in the game and all your concentration is needed. That can really drag down your energy level while playing. Not possible if you are not fit and feel tired. Yeah, I know. You shouldn't play when tired at all. There are a lot of repeating enemy waves, which kind of bored me a bit. And also, some of the enemies take too much damage and felt a bit grueling. On the other hand, the devs wasted potential with the enemy spam. They did such an exorbitant job on the background animations that you can barely enjoy them while fighting all the enemies. I think it would have been better for the presentation if some enemy attacks would have started just a bit later and the players could have had the possibility to enjoy the surrounding. Sometimes you don't even have a second to catch a breath.
Come on, Cohagen, you got what you want. Give these people air.
But except of the few critics, this game has to be played at least once by shoot 'em up fans due to its fantastic presentation. The price, even it was criticized as too high, is completely justified for their effort. Think about the shoot 'em up games back in the golden 16-bit era and what prices they've had. But the most important fact and thing in this game is I had an immense amount of fun while playing it. Now you tell me, isn't that worth a measly credits? I really recommend this game to shoot 'em up fans. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.